Well, it looked like the Lakers were finally entering training camp fully healthy for the first time in nearly 10 years. Honestly, it's rare to even think of them being injury-free. But of course, that's not really true. They're close, but not all the way. One player is already hurt heading into camp, and that player happens to be Lakers rookie Jalen Hood-Schifino. He himself admitted it. The report came straight from him. When asked about his health and if he was cleared for camp, he said he's not fully cleared yet because of swelling in his knee. This goes back to his injury from college in February, when he hyperextended his left knee and basically missed the rest of his season. He only came back for a useless 5 minutes in March Madness, where he didn't look right, and then sat out the whole summer, not even playing in Lakers Summer League. He skipped Summer League with the team, and now sadly the same knee is giving him problems again. And here's the kicker. He directly spoke about it himself, so the quote didn't even come from a leak or insider, it came straight from him.
Dan Weinke with The Athletic. Are you cleared for full 5-on-5 at this point? Do you expect to be participating in early training camp?
I haven't been fully cleared yet, but I've been working out and training and getting back to playing. Just dealing with a little bit of swelling right now, but going about it day to day.
How do you kind of balance I'm sure you're anxious
For sure.
to get out here and to run around and play with these guys, but also knowing that you're a rookie and there's some long view in this, I guess. How patient are you letting yourself be, and what's this process been like since you got here this week?
I got to look at it as, I got a long career ahead of me, so can't look at this one little injury as can't just let it linger around. So trying to attack it and make sure I'm back 100% healthy so I can play how I want to play for the rest of my years.
I said, he's still dealing with knee swelling, and it's been hanging around for almost 5 months now. Strange situation, and definitely not a good sign for him. He's been cleared on and off. Back in late July, Dan Wojcik reported he was cleared to start on-court work and expected to be ready for training camp. But clearly something went wrong. Either a setback or maybe even another issue causing the swelling again, which obviously isn't great. But according to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, a source close to the team says the rookie is still on track with their recovery plan and just has about a week left before being cleared for camp. That gives some optimism and maybe hope that he'll be ready for training camp. Won't start the season limited and can finally focus on his development. Won't be limited or hindered either. Again, hopefully, fingers crossed here. And well, we often like to point out weight with certain players entering training camp if they come in weighing less or come in weighing more, and maybe put on some muscle. And that's definitely the case, or something to point to here with the duo weighing in at 220 pounds during his college career, but now being weighed in at 234 pounds, gaining 14 pounds throughout the summer, in which that maybe dated back to his late college career. But still, that's 14 pounds in less than a year now. So maybe that's hampering him a little bit. This might be a rare situation where we actually might want him to lose weight to take a little bit of pressure off that knee rather than gain weight and gain more muscle. Now, I've talked about wanting him to kind of build muscle to be more of a power forward early in his NBA career due to him being limited offensively and not having a great reliable three-point shot yet, which you kind of need to have if you're in center in today's NBA. But for the time being, and with this reoccurring knee swelling, I'd honestly prefer he drop some weight to ease the stress on that knee, since it keeps flaring up and hasn't gone away at all. I really hope that report is right, that he just needs a week off before rejoining the team for the back end of camp, and maybe even sneaks into a preseason game or two. That would be ideal, and I'm trying to stay positive. But when an injury lingers for half a year, you have to be concerned. If Hood-Schifino can't get back on the court and into his development program, working on his offense, fixing that three-point shot, and adjusting to NBA speed, then that's a huge setback, especially for a second-rounder with only 2 guaranteed years on his deal. If he can't shake it this season, or it keeps nagging him, then basically year 1 is wasted. I want to be optimistic, I really do. But with this injury, it's hard not to be worried. When it comes to his recovery, there's really not much reason to feel optimistic right now. Fingers crossed. But hopefully it's only a week before Hood-Schifino finally gets back on the floor. This injury just keeps holding him back, and the quicker it's handled, the better. Anyway, shifting gears, Media Day gave us a lot of other stories to chew on, and there'll be more as camp goes on. But one of the big ones came directly from Austin Reaves himself. He flat out said he turned down the contract extension. Honestly, who's surprised? The Lakers' offer was weak, nowhere near his real value, and way under what he's expected to grab next summer. Some reports even say he could cash in $30 to $40 million per year, which makes the Lakers' lowball offer look almost embarrassing. Other reports even say a team like the Spurs is already circling him and pushing hard to get him. There's clearly a lot to unpack with Austin, but here's exactly what he had to say about the whole situation.
I know it was not easy for you to turn down that extension. Because I know how much you love it here. You and I have had many conversations about how if it's up to you, you'd love to finish your career as a Laker, but this is a business. How hard of a decision was that for you?
Oh, it's super hard. I mean, if you would have told me when I was even 3 years ago that I was going to have the opportunity,
have those options,
to make that money, then I would have jumped on it in a heartbeat. But like you said, it's a business at the end of the day. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be in LA. I want to be in LA for my whole career, and hopefully we can.
Floyd Mayweather is making headlines again after pulling up on Terrence Crawford and demanding a fight in 2026. Mayweather hasn't had a real pro fight since 2017, but now he's calling out the man many believe is the best in the world today. This bold move has the boxing world buzzing, fans and analysts already debating if the undefeated legend can still handle a prime Crawford, or if he's just chasing attention with one last payday. Interview. Terrence Crawford didn't hold back when people tried to compare him to Floyd Mayweather. He shut it down, saying, "Floyd was the best of his time. I'm the best of mine. Stop comparing us." After destroying Canelo, Crawford made it clear his legacy doesn't need to hide behind Mayweather's name. Interview. Analysts keep arguing over who's better, but Crawford says those comparisons ruin the uniqueness of both fighters. Sure, he shows respect to Mayweather, but he refuses to let history judge him by someone else's standards. Crawford wants his name remembered on its own, not as the next Floyd. Interview. Crawford is 40 years old and still dominating, becoming undisputed in multiple weight classes and taking out champions as he moved up. He's built a legacy with defense, power, and pure ring IQ. Mayweather ruled his time, no doubt, but the way Crawford keeps stacking achievements makes it impossible not to compare the two. Interview. Mayweather walked away with a perfect 50-0 record, beating champions in 5 weight classes and proving he could adjust to anyone. His defense was so sharp that big punchers and technical fighters all looked the same, frustrated. Floyd barely ever got hit clean, turning fights into chess games with his timing, footwork, and counters. But some argue that his safety-first style made him more of a master survivor than a real risk-taker. Interview. After losing by unanimous decision to Crawford, Canelo didn't hold back. He admitted he trained hard, tried every trick, and pushed for answers, but he couldn't solve Crawford's style. At the press conference, Canelo even praised him, saying Crawford has everything. But fans are split. Did Canelo just face the pound-for-pound king, or did this fight expose that his prime is long gone? Interview. Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, stirred the pot by saying straight up that Terrence is better than Floyd Mayweather. After Crawford's dominant win over Canelo and becoming undisputed in 3 weight classes, Bomac doubled down. He even backed up Canelo's comments, saying Crawford's skills, defense, adaptability, and ring IQ make him way beyond what Floyd ever was in his era. Interview. Shane Sugar Mosley didn't hold back. He says Crawford has the edge over Mayweather. Mosley called Crawford the more complete fighter, pointing out his size, longer reach, and ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw with ease. He gave Floyd credit as one of the greats, but said Crawford's power and versatility would give him the upper hand if they ever fought. Interview. Bob Arum, the veteran promoter who's worked with both Mayweather and Crawford, believes Crawford would beat Floyd even in his prime. Arum points to Crawford's rare ambidexterity, switching between orthodox and southpaw mid-fight without losing power or precision. That, he says, makes Crawford a nightmare for opponents who train for one style only to be blindsided by another. Arum also praises Crawford's adaptability and ring IQ, noting how he's dominated across multiple weight classes. In his view, Crawford's mix of skill, defense, intelligence, and style switching would give him the edge over not just prime Mayweather, but even Canelo. Interview. Fire So. Who's truly the greatest, Floyd Mayweather or Terrence Crawford? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this. And don't forget to subscribe for more heated boxing debates and exclusive fight breakdowns. Boxing Glove.